Welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Eric Bowling. This is a Fox Business Alert. The Japanese nuclear disaster is sending radioactive waves across the Pacific Ocean, and we are now reporting the fallout has reached American soil. No, the reactors are contained. Everyone's fine. No one's perished, and we'll never have radioactive molecules ever reach our shore from Fukushima. But the left-wing tree huggers are radioactive in their renewed fight against American energy security. They're out in force claiming radiation is spreading. They're claiming our nuclear power isn't safe and our kids might even grow an extra head if we proceed with our plans for new reactors. Ed Markey, Joe Lieberman, Greenpeace, and the Sierra Club, oh yeah, and Friends of the Earth are all fear-mongering America into submission. Meanwhile, gasoline is raging nearly 95% higher than when the golfer took office. Heating our homes costs double what it did just 2 years ago. And just wait till this summer, mark my words, your head's going to explode when you open your summer electricity bill. Wake up, America. Fight the fear mongers. Call for more nuclear power, not a freeze on the feeble power agenda we're saddled with. Just say no to the progressives who want to keep America in the dark ages or have us pay through the nose for electricity and gasoline, all in the name of saving the caribou or the Delta smelt. We need nuclear power. We need much more of it, and we need it now. Joining me now by satellite is liberal radio host Leslie Marshall. Leslie, go ahead. Where am I wrong here? I'm still trying to figure out where I'm wrong. By the way, we were out Friday night when everyone else was shying away from the nuclear power discussion. We had an opinion, and so far, we're right.
Oh, but Eric, no, I love you, but you're wrong. Do you remember Friday? You were like, see, there are no problems. You know, they've got it under control. We have no need to be afraid. And I did mention after you played the clip from the China Syndrome movie back in the 70s that I still was afraid. And I'm still afraid. Not that radiation from Japan is going to reach the shores of the United States, but much like some countries like Germany taking 7 of their 17 nuclear power plants and looking them over, I think we need to do the same here in the United States with the 104 that we have, 2 of which are in the state I'm in.
Leslie,
Bottom line is some of these power plants were so old, Eric, and that's the problem, is human error and older nuclear power plants can equal such a disaster.
There are errors, as you point out, there are errors in all forms of power generation. We talked about the 14 people who died installing solar panels last year. Let's not go there. Let's talk about what we have right here. We have an economy that's trying to turn around. We have an economy that's been built on cheap fuel, and we have an economy that's now saddled with maybe a $4 gallon of gasoline, a $5 gallon of gasoline. But Joe Lieberman says, put the brakes on nuclear. Ed Markey says, oh, stop it, no more nuclear for now. That could kill our economy.
I don't think it'll kill our economy in the short term to prevent something that could be far more catastrophic to the economy and to human lives and the health of the American people in the long term. I think that we can learn from the mistakes of not only the anger of Mother Nature in Japan, but when we look back, this is worse than 3 Mile Island. And no, it's not a Chernobyl. Did we wait for that to happen on our soil?
So first of all, Leslie, let's be real here. Let's be honest, okay? Why are you saying it's worse than 3 Mile Island? Because some liberal group said it's worse? I mean, there is no agency that declares levels of danger or levels of badness on a nuclear disaster.
Well, I would disagree just a bit because these people were non-political. Because I am not a nuclear energy expert, I wanted to, over the weekend, educate myself further. And they were talking about the varying levels of catastrophe, and they were talking about the varying levels of radiation, and that they were saying this is not or could not be on the scale of a Chernobyl, but it had surpassed 3 Mile Island when they looked at radiation levels.
When you say they, who are you talking about? The French group?
Oh, no, not a French group. These were actually professors in the United States who were not rocket scientists, but nuclear scientists.
Clearly. By the way, take a look at the pictures, Leslie. It's the floating cars and homes that are floating down the street, the avenues, that are killing more people than any nuclear fallout on the coast of Japan.
But this is where prevention is key, Eric, on all levels, not just with nuclear power plants. I mean, here in the United States, and they did their best in Japan to be as preventative when it comes to earthquake and tsunami watch. Remember, they were able to notify the people. Thousands of people's lives were saved by the fact they knew something was coming. They just didn't know the exact date and time.
There are pictures of trains, the bullet train and the 3 other trains that they couldn't find for a while, derailed. Likely a lot of catastrophic lives were lost. Should we now not use trains because they're not very safe over there?
Big difference. If a train derails, what is the long-term effect in the environment and to your health?
If you're on the train, you're dead. You don't have a long-term effect, Leslie. It's over.
That's very true. If I get hit by a bus this afternoon, the same thing. But radiation, Eric, I mean, come on. How long can you glow green? You know, there is still to this day, after the 2 bombs we dropped in World War II on Japan, there are still harmful effects that are happening to the people in Japan.
I have to leave it there, but I'm going to say this again. There has been exactly zero deaths contributed or caused by radiation leak in Western civilization to this day. I'm going to say thank you to Leslie. Stick around. See, it's fear-mongering like that that has people scared. The judge, our good friend, found a few cases right here in America that's got him riled up. Joining me now is the host of the great show. All right, joining me tonight's panel on the left, we've got attorney Joey Jackson, and on the right, Fox News contributor Andrea Tantaros, and Guardian Angels founder Curtis Lewa. Radio host Leslie Marshall is back with us on satellite from her liberal nest on the left coast. Hang in there, Leslie. Angie, you heard a lot of this discussion. I'm fearful. I'm fearful that the left is now fear-mongering us away from coal, carbon emissions, cap and trade, and now nuclear as well. That's somewhere around 70% of our electricity generation.
Yeah, right. The left now would have us believe that there's all these other safe alternative forms of energy. And really, there's not. I mean, nuclear is very, very safe. Yes, there was a tsunami. Yes, there was an earthquake. I do think it's an important discussion that we have. We want to be talking about, can we do things safer? Can we, have this conversation now? Great. But Obama at the State of the Union came out in favor of nuclear. He basically came out and said, anybody with an idea, Zeus, can I borrow your lightning rod? I mean, look, we have to have an all-the-above strategy.
It's Obama's fault.
And it includes nuclear.
Well, let me ask you, Joey, since the golfer-in-chief took office January 20th, 2009, gasoline prices up 95%. His energy policy ain't working.
Let's be fair in this debate. First of all, he's not the golfer-in-chief. He's the commander-in-chief. If the man wants to golf and relax, so be it. Let him do it. What, should he fly over to Japan and help them out? Look, here's the point, Eric. The point is that the left is not fear-mongering at all. And when you say the left, Lieberman, is he left, right? What is he, independent? I don't know. He's the one who was out on the talk shows this Sunday belaboring the point and fear-mongering himself.
The Sierra Club, the Friends of the Earth, Curtis, the left is telling us we don't need nuclear. What do you think?
Oh, we're all gonna die. Oh my God, you can't use your hair dryer, Eric. Get off your treadmill, Jackson. Oh, no electricity. Oh, we gotta be Luddites. Every time you juice up any of the wireless, juice, where are we getting the juice from? Let me tell you something. I'm not going back to caveman days, Neanderthal days, rubbing the 2 sticks, because that's where some of these eco-freaks want us to go, eating granola in our lotus position, basically living like cavemen and cavewomen. It ain't going to happen.
Leslie, eco-freak on the left coast. What do you think? Seriously, we have an energy problem here. We are clearly the largest user of power, gasoline, diesel fuel, heating oil. And we can't use our own because your left says don't drill here, don't drill now. We turn to nuclear, and now that's not good.
Well, first of all, is Obama on the left because he did say that he was in favor? 1. 2, when we look at all those on the left, I don't own Birkenstocks and I don't eat tofu, so I'm not hugging any trees here. I don't like the idea of nuclear power plants that are old and have not been looked at and reviewed for a long time. A number of those of the 104 in the United States need to be looked at so we can prevent for ourselves what happened in Japan. By the way, guys, offshore oil drilling was very safe until the disaster with the BP oil rig.
Let me throw this out here.
And if you guys all like nuclear power plants, build them in your yard.
One quick second. We've been doing this. We've been on this since Friday night, Leslie. I had a viewer email me on the side saying, by the way, my brother works in a nuclear power plant. Here's what's going on behind the scenes. No one knows about this. The government is making the regulations so hard to comply with, so expensive, that they're doing fixes. They're using Band-Aids and popsicle sticks to fix these nuclear reactors. Maybe if they made it a little bit easier or helped them out, saying, look, Ange, we spent $4 trillion on stimulus. How about coming up with one design for a nuclear reactor that anyone can use?
Yeah, exactly. That would be some money put to good use. Instead, and this is, I think, the point, is you hear people saying, well, Obama talks about nuclear. He's got it on his website. You know, he's got clean coal and natural gas on his website. Right. He's just checking the box. There's no real serious, meaningful conversations about actually moving forward with a comprehensive.
But there is
Eric,
now.
you know what our problem is? We've grown up with Homer Simpson. We think that everybody in a nuclear power plant is like Homer Simpson, so we're like terrified. Oh my God. And by the way, these plants, the 40-year-old plants in Japan, you know who made them to spec? GE! Where's the CEO of GE right now? Oh, that's right, he's golfing with Barack Obama.
No. Listen, first of all, anything takes time, and Obama is for nuclear, and the fact is that it's going to be done. It's going to be done safely. It's going to be done securely.
Jojo, he's for nuclear. What gives you that impression?
It gives me the impression because, as Andrea came out and stated, right, and she's on the right, remember? She stated during the State of the Union there were indications that it was a nuclear design, that we would be moving towards that energy. We would be doing it in a safe way, in an efficient way, and in a fair way.
I don't see any reactors. I don't see a
I see. So
hold on.
It's just
Leslie,
hot air.
is Obama pro-drilling? I'm trying to get this straight.
I don't think Obama's anti-drilling or anti-nuclear. What I think the president is about safety and prevention. I'm very big into prevention. I'm into clean coal. Please, let's use natural resources.
I'm trying to
create more jobs, and I think the president is as well.
Leslie, I'm trying to get a handle on our energy policy. Joey says he's pro-nuclear. Meanwhile, nothing's happened. We don't have any more push for nuclear. In fact, now we hear the left saying no. Pro-drilling, please. He's been ordered by a federal judge to issue permits. He says, okay, and then doesn't do it, and they come back and say, again, we're ordering you again. Now he wants to defend his choice not to permit drilling. I can't get a handle on this. Is he pro or against these things?
He has not said that he is against drilling. He has even said that we would continue drilling. We talked about that last week. What he wants is to make sure that we don't have a repeat of the disaster that we saw last year.
Quickly.
Politics aside, that kills you politically. That kills our economy, kills our environment.
The point is the actions don't match the words. He was actually against drilling before he was for it, before he was against it. I mean, and then the guy is holding up all the permits. So it really, on not just this issue, on a lot of issues, it's really tough to follow him. And truthfully, if he was for safety, his administration would have never gave BP the safety award.
We're going to have to leave it there. The Commander